Judge Vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is the Ocean case.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay. Is it Miss or Mrs. Ocean?
Miss.
Miss Ocean, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I need more money each month to pay for, his activities and food and clothing, his expenses as he's getting older.
Whose activities?
Kevin's, our son.
Kevin? Okay, how old is Kevin?
He's 14.
14, okay. And you need more money? He's not giving you enough money?
No, he pays for tuition and healthcare, but,
Wait a minute. He pays for tuition? If I remember correctly about tuition, it's kind of expensive.
All right, guys. Buckle up because this case is about to flip your expectations. M. Ocean is demanding more financial support from her ex for their 14-year-old son, claiming that tuition, healthcare, and extracurriculars like football and guitar are just the beginning. But here's the twist. The father is already paying nearly $600 a month and says he covers even more when the child stays with him. So who's really carrying the load here? And when does a parent's desire for more become legally unreasonable? Stick around, because Judge Vonda B is about to make a call that challenges both entitlement and effort.
That's cheap. So how much is he paying in tuition?
$395 a month.
$395 a month. And you say he pays what else?
For healthcare.
Healthcare? How much is healthcare?
It's $185 a month.
$185 plus $395. Okay, is there anything else you want me to know? What type of activities?
Well, he's joined the football team, and then he plays guitar.
Guitar. Okay, and has he enrolled in those activities yet? Or
yes.
Okay, and you're paying for those?
Yes.
And you want him to pay for it?
At least help. Yes.
Okay. So there's anything else you want to tell me before I move to him?
No.
All right. Sir?
Yes.
You pay $395 in tuition.
That's correct.
And is it $185 in health insurance? Because what I see $85 in health insurance.
It's $185.
It's $185, okay. And then what else?
There's guitar lessons, clothes. Whenever he stays with me, I pay for, all his activities and everything else too. So it starts to add up.
Okay.
As you can imagine.
And she wants you to pay for more than that?
At this point, the courtroom tension starts to rise. Ms. Ocean lists sports and music lessons as new expenses, expecting full reimbursement from the father. But here's the legal truth. Under Texas law, extracurriculars aren't required unless both parties agree or it's court-ordered. Judge Vonda B challenges the idea that one parent should foot the entire bill just because the child's needs are increasing. And when the mother admits she also works, the judge drops the gavel on fairness. Both parents must contribute, not just one. Viewers, what do you think? Is she truly asking for support or shifting full responsibility?
That's correct.
I'm not understanding this, ma'am. The way that child support works is supposed to pay a certain percentage for the child, not for you to just get off scot-free and have him paying for everything. That's not how this works.
I understand, but as he's getting older, his expenses are getting more.
And I understand that. And what do you do for a living?
I'm an administrative assistant.
So you make money too, right?
Yes.
So it naturally follows that you should be covering some of these expenses as well, correct?
Yes.
All right, so I'm not going to have him be responsible for each one of those things individually because he's doing a lot already. And sir, where do you work?
I'm a pool cleaner.
Pool cleaner. How much do you make a year doing that?
About $45,000.
All right, yeah, that's not how this works. I mean, did a friend of yours tell you that you can come in here and get him to, run him through the slammer and have him pay everything? Did somebody tell you that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, were you thinking that on your own?
I just wanted more help paying for this.
All right, so I'm gonna need you to go ahead and pay for some of this on your own because I'm not going to make him responsible for everything. What I have here, sir, I'm not sure if your employer made a mistake on your documentation, but what you provided to the court for medical insurance, I have $85, not $185. So I only can give you credit for what's in front of me. If that's an error, you can come back at any time and, get that fixed.
But this clip reveals a crucial moment. The father isn't dodging responsibility. He's a working pool cleaner, earning $45,000 a year, and he's already covering tuition and health insurance. The judge sees the effort and throws cold water on the idea that he's just skating by. Instead, she challenges the mother's logic. Was she expecting child support to cover every single cost? In court, that's just not realistic. Legal support is about shared obligation, not personal wish lists. So here's the real question. Should courts push parents to be more accountable? Or more generous?
I have to go with what's in front of me. So based on $45,000 a year, I have your gross at $3,600. I have your net at $2,948.13, which would bring your child support amount to $589.63. However, considering that you do pay a lot for this child already, the Texas Family Code allows me to consider factors to deviate from what your child support amount should be. One of those factors being child care expenses. So what I'm going to do, instead of making you pay that $589.63, I'm going to make your child support $395 just to ensure that the child's tuition is covered every month. So that's your education. Your child's education is very important. So your child support is going to be based on that. So $395 a month.
So you're raising my child support?
No, your child support is going down. So it
Oh, okay. I'm not good at math.
Yeah.
Now we hit the decision zone. Based on the dad's $45,000 income, child support calculates to about $589 a month. But watch Judge Vonda work. She spots a discrepancy in the health insurance documents and warns the father. Without proof, she can only go by what's on paper. Still, she exercises judicial discretion and drops his payment to $395 because he's already covering tuition. That's right. The law allows judges to deviate from the guidelines when a parent is already fulfilling key obligations. Legal fairness meets practical parenting here, and it's rare to see both respected so clearly.
No problem.
I was told there would be no math during this session. So.
And that's one, I thought that it would be the same thing when I went to law school. Somebody lied to me. I still have to do math. So instead of $589.63, your child support is going to be the $395 a month for the tuition that you would pay.
Here comes the moment of realization and confusion. Dad thinks his payment is going up, only to be told it's actually going down. Judge. Vonda brings a touch of humor, but she's crystal clear. His $395 will now officially cover tuition, while healthcare remains his separate responsibility. As for the mother, this is her wake-up call. She has to carry some financial weight too. This wasn't a courtroom beatdown. It was a realignment of responsibility. Viewers, what do you think? Did Judge Vonda get it right? Or should the
covering the health insurance, and if you choose to pay for football and guitar, that's up to you. But ma'am, you need to be responsible for something. So, does anybody have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, I appreciate it though.
No problem. Well, you don't even have to thank me. You can thank the legislator because they give us the option to do this for people. It's just the right thing to do. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
In the end, Judge Vonda balanced empathy with accountability. She acknowledged the father's consistent financial support and refused to let him be buried under extra demands. Instead, she locked tuition in as part of child support and firmly reminded the mother, shared parenting means shared cost. This case is a powerful reminder. The courtroom doesn't reward emotional appeals. It rewards fairness and facts. If this case opened your eyes to how child support really works, go ahead and drop your take in the comments, and subscribe.
Hi guys, we've reached the educational portion of our show. I just wanted to go over what you all watched in the case of the ocean. So in this particular case, mom was seeking for dad to not only pay child support, but she also wanted him to continue paying the expenses for the child, as well as child's tuition. Would he be court ordered to do that? Absolutely not. Under Texas law, the court takes the obligor's net resources. And that amount is, it's a reasonable amount. It's based on what they actually make each month. Well, a court can also do what's called a deviation from the standard child support amount. The court can consider additional factors and deviate from this amount. In this particular case, you saw the court use child care expenses as a reason to deviate. So instead of setting his child support at that monthly obligation based on his net resources, the court deviated from that and made him responsible for the child's tuition every day, which protects the child's education. So that was the reason why in that particular segment, you saw that there was a deviation from what he should have been paying in child support to covering the child's education. Do you know of anyone who's experienced a similar situation? Be sure to subscribe to our channel and make sure you comment below. You never know, your story may end up as a scenario on our show. After all, these kids aren't raised on air alone. Support Court with Judge Vonda B.